basic practice moves used in Kungfu.
Jerry from Fight Commentary Breakdowns here. So Jet Li's doing what's called an isometric exercises. There's so many you should do, and those exercises strengthen your own body's balance or stabilizer muscles. When I first saw this from Dragons of the Orient, I started doing it. So many people were like, Jerry, what are you doing? So I just told them, I saw Jet Li do it, so I'm going to do it. Many years later, I know that that's an isometric exercise. So be creative. Think about kicks, different positions. How can you hold positions, but do it in a way that's fun? And what we're going to see in this compilation, Jet Li, even though he trains hard, I can tell some of these exercises can be really fun.
Rain or shine, come winter or summer, Jet Li practiced every possible minute. That's the reason he's become as successful as he is today.
Doing a core exercise, but what I find the most interesting is he's not hanging on a bar, he's hanging by ropes, right? And I think the reason is it helps with the wrist strengthening. A lot of you know I hurt my wrist last year, and so I think I'm gonna try something like this. I gotta use rings or something that isn't solid to build these stabilizer muscles here.
Yin-yang legs are a traditional skill. The style is based on a dragon in a tree, kicking out hard with its feet.
That's like combining a core exercise and an isometric exercise, but also applying it to your kicks, to your Kung Fu, or if you don't do Kung Fu, whatever your striking is. I think a lot of the people who watch Fight Commentary Breakdowns, we want to have a purpose for working out. It's not just to work out. And I think this exercise that we're watching Jet Li do, not only is it core strengthening, but it can be applied to make your kicks look prettier. It can make you better at your striking. Any exercise that's multi-purpose like that, it gives people like us more purpose to do it. You don't have to hang on a tree, right? You can go to a pull-up bar or go to a monkey bar at a playground and practice this, but that looks just so fun.
Beating stars is an exercise developed by Jet Li himself. It involves attacking on all four sides and defending on all four sides at the same time. This develops hand-eye, body, and foot coordination, and one can improve one's speed and mobility.
So when I was a kid, I got so inspired by this exercise that I set up something similar in my basement. I didn't have volleyballs like what Jet Li used, so I used little tennis balls. So I had a bunch of tennis balls hanging at different angles on the wall, and I would just hit them. It was really funny. Now, obviously, Jet Li is a performer. He's a dancer. He's an acrobat. So he's training in a way almost like preparing him to fight multiple people in a fight scene. But I still think this has a lot of potential. You're imagining you're actually in a fight against multiple people. It could test your angles. It could test your defense, especially when I was a kid and I was using tennis balls that were hanging. Unlike the volleyballs that Jet Li's hitting, the tennis balls would swing back and forth. So that tested my defenses a lot. Now, looking back on this clip again, I might try that again. Maybe combine the tennis balls and the volleyballs. So you'd have some static targets that don't bounce back at you, and then maybe you have other targets. But then thinking about that, you could probably set up bags and then some other things. I don't know. This exercise that Jet Li invented, I think, is the start. You can definitely be creative and modify it, and it probably can fit your needs as a martial artist.
天高亦有名山在，武林更任剑侠游。常论自身长短处，方能更上一层楼。
This question shouldn't really matter, but since a lot of viewers brought it up, let's address this. Can Jet Li actually fight? Because Jet Li himself has said he's never been in a real fight, but think about how much training he's had. Like, here's examples we just showed. He's much more conditioned than the average person, and he obviously can kick you in the face very easily. I think the analogy I'll give is something I told a viewer on my first Jet Li video. I almost think of Jet Li as Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson had as much precision, if not more precision in his movements than Jet Li. It's a story of one time Michael Jackson beat up Tupac. Tupac, who everyone thought was like the hard dude, right? And Michael Jackson, the dude who's going hee hee, when push came to shove, who had the accuracy if a strike would have been launched? It was Michael Jackson. So Michael Jackson beat up Tupac. If an actual fight were forced onto Jet Li, especially in his younger days, I think the average person would probably lose to him. Like he said in Cradle to the Grave, would he be able to stand a chance against a trained fighter? No.
They're pretty strong, very good. I think in the real life, they can kill me in the second.
But the average person who overestimates his own ability to fight by 5,000% definitely doesn't stand a chance against Jet Li. Does that make sense, guys? So obviously, if I were to learn to fight, I wouldn't go to Jet Li. But if I got jumped, having Jet Li on my side would be definitely an asset. So I hope that satisfies people's sort of debate about whether Jet Li can fight. We know where the combat sports world is. We know where the martial arts world is. And we know that Jet Li is such a humble dude. He's a pacifist. He's a Buddhist. We can still learn from him. And that's what this video seeks to do. I'm much older now than when I first watched this documentary. But now watching it from a new lens, I'm appreciating it, especially this Jet Li segment, much more. So anyways, guys, I think this is the end of our coverage of Dragons of the Orient. Please go watch that documentary because, again, I've covered it, explained some of the parts. Now, I will cover more Jet Li, of course, because he's influenced a lot of us, and the videos seem to do well. If you guys have any requests, Jet Li interviews, Jet Li movies, whatever, let me know. I will take a look. So I might look at Jackie Chan, I might look at Bruce Lee, I might look at Donnie Yen, I might look at some of these other people who have aspects of Chinese culture that might not be able to get as translated without my help. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you comment, man. Please don't just comment, but reply to other comments. I think that's the key. So comment and reply to other comments. Just let the YouTube algorithm know that when the January, February lows are over, March, please promote my channel. So thank you guys so much, man. Fight Commentary Breakdowns out.